Here we are. We're back again. We have some things to discuss. We're going to talk about our feelings. This is a therapy session. Your feelings are not valid. They're not. And I can hear you yelling at me. Like, I can actually hear it. How could you say that my feelings aren't valid? Oh! I'll tell you why. Right after you calm down, I need you to take a deep breath. What you have to understand is that feelings are like the tidal wave. Tide goes in, tide goes out. People talk about motivation, and motivation's great. I love motivation. I love feeling motivated. But you're not always going to be motivated. If you base how you act on how you feel, you're never going to get anything done. Or if you do, you're going to get things done maybe 20 to 25% of the time. What you really need is discipline, and I used to think that discipline was a dirty word. Discipline is not a dirty word. All discipline means is that you do what you need to do and you move forward in an upward trajectory regardless of how you feel. If you're happy, you do it. If you're sad, you do it. If you're angry, you do it. If you feel self-doubt, you do it. If you're scared, you do it. A lot of people like to say, well, your feelings are valid. And to a degree, that's true. I think you should pay attention to your feelings. I think you should acknowledge that your feelings are there. I think you should analyze why you feel the way that you feel. But in reality, what I've noticed and what I think a lot of other people have noticed, even though it's the unpopular opinion, is that we were taught wrong. We were taught that every little thing that we feel, specifically in my generation, is somehow valid. Let's say you have a feeling of being worthless. For some reason, at that particular day or that particular time, you have the feeling of, I'm worthless, I'm not good enough, nobody loves me, right? Wrong. Just because you feel that way doesn't make it a reality. I'm here to tell you that the reality is you are good enough. Grizzly, how do you know that? How do you know that I'm good enough? How can you be so sure? How can you prove it? Oh! Stuff another cheeseburger in fat lips, you dumb bitch, and I'll tell you. So the reason that you are good enough is because you exist. That's why. Your life doesn't really have any meaning at all. But the beautiful thing about that is that you give your life meaning. Your life has whatever meaning you assign to it. I'm not here to tell you what your purpose is. Nobody else is here to tell you what your purpose is. That is up to you. It also means that you decide what kind of company you want to keep around you. You can't please everybody, and you can't keep everybody around you. But when we speak about feelings, you have to understand that your brain is a very complex organism. It's a supercomputer. Some computers have bad wiring. I say all that to say, if you feel a certain way, it doesn't necessarily make it reality. If you feel depressed or sad, or you feel angry, or you feel fearful, or you feel upset, all that means is that there's something trapped in your subconscious that you have not yet identified. And you have to explore what it is, and you really have to dig deep and figure out what it is that is really feeding off your energy. Otherwise, it will continue to manifest in your physical reality, and you will continue to manifest more problems. This is how the universe works. This is the laws of physics. This is not magic. Feelings only become real when we personally identify with how we feel. And then that becomes a manifestation because we have now embodied what it is that we feel. If you feel fearful about something and you're scared that there's going to be a negative outcome, and you tell yourself and you reinforce to yourself that there's going to be a negative outcome, guess what? You're going to get a negative outcome every single time. If you jump off the top of a building, you'll always go down, you never go up. Say all that to say, feelings become reality, but feelings are not real. I know that's hard to grasp, but hear me out. How you feel in the present moment shouldn't necessarily equate to what you do moving forward. If you feel bad, there's a reason that you feel bad, and you need to identify what that thing is so that you can fix it. If you feel like shit, 9 times out of 10, it's the universe or God, or however you want to put it, it's Source's way of telling you that your life is shit and something must change. A lot of people think, oh, I'm depressed, I have a condition, I have a disease, there's something wrong with me. Not true. I am sorry to say that I do not identify with the pharmaceutical and the medical industry's definition of what depression is and how it manifests into your reality. I just don't. Yes, I believe that some people have their wires crossed, and because some people have their wires crossed, some people are more susceptible to become depressed than others. But that does not mean that they have depression. Depression is not genetic. There's absolutely no reason that you cannot have authority over yourself enough to get up and move. That's the only way you're ever going to deal with depression. Truth be told, the best way to deal with anxiety is to beat it the fuck up, is to face it. I feel anxiety every morning when I get up. I still have to go to the gym. I still have to go to work. I'm terrified all the time. I had a coming to God moment and I just decided, you know what? Every morning, no excuses, no bullshit. I'm getting up at 5 a.m. and I'm going to the gym. It doesn't matter if I've had 8 hours of sleep, 6 hours of sleep, 4 hours of sleep, 2 hours of sleep. I get up and I go to the gym because I know that when I get in there and I start doing my thing, that I'm going to feel better. And that's what I'm here to tell you, is that you have to get up and you have to move. Your depressive state, your anxious state is not going to fix itself. You and you alone have to emancipate yourself from mental slavery. And the only way to do that is to get up and move your body. The only way to do that is to get out and get sunlight. The only way to do that is to eat right. The only way to do that is to be on a healthy sleep schedule. All of these things are scientifically proven to help you fix your situation, but people don't do it. And I think that is the difference between people who get over their situation and people who move forward and the people who stay stuck forever. Also, one thing I do, I meditate a lot. Last year, I was so depressed that I wanted to jump off a bridge. And I blamed everything and everyone else for my failures and my fuck-ups and the position that I was in at the time. And you know what? It got me absolutely fucking nowhere. All it did was get me deeper into the hole. I'm here to tell you, bro, not taking responsibility and ownership and accountability, it's never going to lead to a good outcome. It's just not. So people will sit there and say, oh, I'm depressed, I'm anxious, I can't do this, I can't do that because I'm scared and I don't know what to do and my life is so horrible. Bro, you better stop all that bitching. We don't do that over here. I ain't gonna deal with whiners on my channel. Nah. My channel's for winners. Fuck that. Fuck that. We're going up this year. We're going up. Why? Because we're the shit, baby. Because we're the shit. Y'all ain't even a fart.